Hi everyone, we are going to do some review of Unit 2 to get ready for the quiz. And so will you please pause the video and try numbers 1 through 5. When you're done, unpause the video. If you need a hint, what you're trying to figure out is like angles 11 and 12. What kind of angles are they? Are they alternate interior, alternate exterior, consecutive interior, vertical angles, linear pair? There's all kinds of different choices. Corresponding is another one. So again, go through numbers 1 through 5 and try to figure out what kind of angles are they. All right, so 11 and 12, if you look closely at angle 11 and angle 12, they have been formed from a line. So look at right here, we have a line and it's divided into a pair of angles. That means that 11 and 12 are a linear pair. Number 2, angles 12 and 13. So I'm going to erase this. And now let's talk about angles 12 and 13. So 12 and 13, it looks like they're across from each other. If you think about an X, if I draw in an X here, see how they're across from each other in that X? Those are called a vertical angle pair. So I'll just write vertical angles. Number 3, angles 12 and 16. So again, let me get rid of this. Let's look at 12 and 16. This time we're looking at 12 and 16. Do you see how those are sort of in similar spots? So if I look at this intersection, 12 is to the top right side, and if I look at this intersection, 16 is to the top right side. Those are called corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are going to be in similar locations. Okay, number 4, angles 12 and 17. So this time we're looking at angle 12 and 17. Those are definitely exterior angles. They're not between the two lines. And so if you think about your transversal, this guy, this yellow thing, notice how 17 is on the left and 12 is on the right. So since they're on alternate sides, those are called alternate exterior. Alternate exterior angles. And number 5, angles 14 and 16. So 14 and 16, if I color those in, here's 14, here's 16. Ooh, those are interior angles. If you look at these two lines, see how 14 and 16 are between them? So they're interior. You have to decide, are they alternate interior or consecutive interior? Since they are on the same side of the transversal, here's the transversal, since they're both on the right side of that, then they're called consecutive interior. Consecutive interior. You're going to need to know these different types of angles for the quiz. Please pause the video and try number 6. So you might notice these two angles, you guys, they are corresponding to each other. And since the lines are parallel, because notice these little extra arrows, those lines are parallel, when that happens, the angles are congruent. And that means they're equal. So the 2x minus 4 will equal the 120. Add 4 to both sides. You get 2x equals 124. Divide by 2, and you get x equals 62. Please pause the video and try number 7. When you're done, unpause and see if you got it right. So I'm noticing the arrows. This segment and this segment will be parallel because of these arrows here. And then this line cuts through, that's the transversal. So we're looking at this angle and this angle right here. And they are inside of those parallel lines, and they are on the same side of the transversal. And if you look at this one at the bottom, The red one, that looks like it's acute. It's smaller than 90. But the one up on the top, the green one here, looks bigger than 90. So I do not think those are congruent to each other. What's going to happen is those two, they're consecutive interiors and they're between parallel lines. They're going to be supplementary, or in other words, they will add up to 180. So 5x plus 14 plus 3x plus 2 equal 180. Combine your x's, you get 8x plus 16 equals 180. Subtract 16. 8x equals 164, I think. Divide by 8. And I think you actually get a decimal. I feel like it's 20.5, but maybe check that on your calculator just to be sure. Please pause the video and try number 8. The equation to find a slope between 2 points goes like this. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what I do is I label my points, like here's my first x, here's my first y, here's my second x, here's my second y, and then I plug them into the equation. So the second y starts, so it's going to be 5 minus 0 on the top, y2 minus y1. Then it's going to be 4 minus negative 1 on the bottom. 5 minus 0 is 5. This minus a minus changes to a plus, so that is also 5. 5 over 5 is 1, and that is the slope that contains those two lines, and so you're done. The slope is 1. Please pause the video and try number 9. When you're done, unpause. All right, so we have to write an equation for a line and then graph a line, and it has to be in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So we have to find two things. We have to find the m and the b. We're going to start by finding the m, and we're going to have to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again, you can number after points. Here's my first x and my first y. Here's my second x and my second y. And then you can plug them in. So if you do y2 minus y1, it's going to be 8 minus negative 4. And then in the denominator there, it's going to be 5 minus 1. This ends up being a plus, and so it's 12 over 4, which is 3. So that 3 that we just found, that is our m. So we know our equation is going to go y equals 3x plus b, but we still have to find the b. So what we do is we choose one of the points up above, and it does not matter which point. I usually choose the one with like smaller numbers. Maybe I'll choose this one, the 1 and the negative 4. The 1 is our x, the negative 4 is our y. So we plug them in. We go negative 4 for the y equals, we use our 3, x is 1, and then plus b. Keep simplifying. Negative 4 equals 3 plus b, minus your 3. Negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7. Haha, negative 7 is our b. So we now have everything we need to write our equation. We have our m and our b. It's going to go y equals 3x minus 7. And that is going to be the equation for our line. Now we have to graph that line. Think about, where do you put your first point? Well, your first point should be at negative 7. So we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're going to put a dot at negative 7. From that dot, our slope is 3, which is really, 3 is kind of like 3 over 1, which means we're going to rise 3 and run 1. So from this dot, we're going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go over 1. And then we're going to connect, and that is a graph of the line. All right, you guys, next you're going to go ahead and try the Unit 2 review worksheet. The answers will be posted for that, so check your answers when you're done. And if you feel ready, then go ahead and take the Unit 2 quiz right after. All right, have a great day.